Hello everybody, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today we are painting a painting that is inspired by Lady of Rosehill, and it is a close-up of some river reeds. So the first step is painting on the background for our reeds. So it's going to have a nice vibrant blue base, and then the top is going to be like a grayish beige color. So I'm picking up my beige. You can create this color by mixing black and brown and then watering it down significantly. It'll look very similar, but it's going to be very light and gentle. Like, we don't want to apply a crazy amount here. So I'm fading that into my blue. I want it to be a little bit darker than this baby blue. So you can add black, or you can, if you have just a different color of blue that's darker, you can apply that, which is what I'm doing. But I don't want it to be that intense the whole way, so I am watering my paintbrush, or cleaning off my paintbrush, and then creating a gradient into water essentially, and then bringing that upwards, connecting with the beige. I really do want it to be like mostly clearish water in the center. I don't want it to turn green, which it's kind of starting to do. We can always, create a second layer if this dries and we're not happy with it. I have seen people use a spray bottle as well. I do have one, but I've never tried it. But you can definitely try it to keep your piece of paper wet while we're working. Okay. So this is all right, I would say. I always say that. I say, okay, like, this is good, we move on, but then I just keep tinkering with it. But I am gonna let this dry, and then we'll see what we'll do next. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna switch to switching to a size 1 here really quickly, and I'm picking up like a beigey color. This might actually be green, I can't really tell, it was on my palette. And I'm gonna start from the bottom and flicker my paintbrush upwards. Some will like come down like this, but I'm creating, like, these are our reeds obviously, but I want them to fade significantly into the background. I want there to be some sort of base there of these reeds. Before we paint on the very detailed ones. So you can go crazy, you can paint as many as you want, but I think I'm gonna leave it at that. So I'll let this dry and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I think my background is dry. Trying to figure out the kind of color that I want to use for the reeds. It's going to be a lot of brown, but they are kind of like a cornstalk color, which is yellowish but like super pale. Maybe add some nude in there. Or maybe it's just very watered down yellow. That might be it. Anyways, I'm switching over to my size 1 brush. I use a bigger brush to mix my colors on the palette because it picks up a lot more. And I'm just picking up brown separately here for the, I don't know what it's called, the cattail? Those bushy thing, like a sausage on a stick that you see growing at, on the sides of rivers and lakes. So I'm mixing black in with my brown to create the color that I want. And we'll just, we'll paint it off to the side. I do want it to maintain the darkness throughout the stalk of it, or whatever this is called. And then, of course, the cattail itself. So this is just one like cylindrical shape, and you can definitely look one up on the internet if you're not sure. Just a picture of one to have a rough guide, because sometimes it just really does help having a real life picture of one rather than following what somebody else is painting, because you might interpret the image slightly differently. Actually, now that I look at this and I compare it to mine, they have more of like a red, brownish red tint to them. Not that red. That's way too red. I should have mixed that a little bit first. But they do have this reddish tint to them, like maroon, I would say. That's perhaps a better description. And I'm putting black just on the one side for shading purposes. Anyway, it looks something like that. This is more of an abstract painting, so it's okay that this is not totally smooth and whatnot. Like, don't get too caught up in the details. So we can have a few strands that are this color, but the ones that are this color because it's shaded, like it's, I guess, covered by something else, because most of them are this like straw colored ones. So I'm gonna try to pick up that watered down yellow thing we tried to create earlier here and paint that. I'm gonna have one coming off the page, and see, because we have that really nice faded background one that we painted earlier, it gives us a base to paint the more detailed ones off of. So that we're not just painting on a blank canvas, so to speak. So you can paint them however you'd like. You know, some of them can just shoot straight up, some of them can be kind of bent a little bit. You can even mix some of the yellow with the brown to have some slightly different shades and colors. I mean, they're all going to be in that yellow-brown family, but you know, you're totally welcome to experiment. It does not have to be exactly how I'm painting it, but you know that. It's not like the watercolor police are on your shoulder. I do want to make some of these stalks a bit thicker because I'm not sure why, it just looks good to me. I might actually switch in a moment to a thinner brush because I do want to get like these super thin grassy details down, but we'll see if this one can actually handle it maybe. No, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna switch to my quadruple zero here. And I want these uber thin grass hair-like strands coming from everywhere. They don't even have to be attached to anything. They can just go wherever. But the key thing, I think, is just painting like a lot of them. I think I'm moving too slow here. This is taking a little bit long. So if you want, you just, you know, like keep going with your up and down and out all around, just painting your reeds and whatnot, and mixing up the color. I'm going to add a few more darker brown strands because I think they're getting a little bit lost amongst all of the yellow ones we've painted. So you can go crazy. You can just paint as many of those as you'd like. I think I'm going to paint one more reed, or sorry, one more cattail, this thing. But it's going to be a little bit lower. Like it'll be maybe over here. And I can add some of that nice reddish tone a little bit later. I'm just going to get the base down first. The sausage. Making sure to pop that red in there. Or maroon, rust, whatever. And then the black on the other side. So that looks nice. I think I'm debating whether I want to leave this or add some more details because, I don't know, they look a little bit sad on their own, these guys. I might add some darker reeds. Don't be afraid to experiment. Like, I don't want to ever have you guys feel like you have to confine yourselves to what I'm painting. Just if you're feeling inspired to paint something that I'm not, if you want to add something flying in the distance, go for it. Like there was a painting I released in the winter. It looked like horses in the distance, and I totally forgot to add the footsteps of the people and the horses, and you guys pointed that out. And I'm like, add it in your painting because I completely forgot, and it's probably going to make it look really good. I don't like what I just painted there. I'm gonna stop before no, I'm not. I have to fix that. That's bothering me. Whatever this is. All right. So when you're done, when you feel that you're done and you've painted all the reeds that you want or all the strands of grass and whatnot, just peel your tape off and you've got your painting. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit like on this video if you did, and also leave a comment because I love reading them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.